Hello children, it's me again, back with my big box of nonsense. Without further ado, let's get right into it. I'm using my Origins moisturizer again today. Prepare for the day that you want to have. Not for the day that you will in all reality have. Moist. Good. Good. So for my primer today, I'm actually going to use something that Lisa Eldridge, my makeup mom, has used on her channel a couple of times, and this is the Tony Moly Egg Pore Primer. What I'm using it for is to, like, kind of get rid of all of the pores on my nose, which tend to become very obvious when I put makeup on. Like, they look huge, and it's just not a good situation. Primer, because one of my dear friends asked. Primer is important because it creates a barrier between your skin and your foundation. What happens when you put foundation directly on your skin is that the compounds in the foundation interact with the oils in your skin, causing the foundation to oxidize or change color. So that is why priming is important. So prime we did. Need to put a different primer on the rest of my face. See how shiny my skin is? God. That was the Maybelline Master Prime. It's my El Cheapo drugstore primer, but it works really well. I need to do my eyes, because you have those days when you just want to look pretty in the hopes that, like, looking good on the outside will somehow make you feel better on the inside. That's the kind of day I'm having. I'm not having, like, a bad day. I'm just having a I wish I felt better about myself day. So that's what we're going to do. I am going to do, like, glamorous eye makeup in the hope that it will make me feel better. That's why I spent so much money on makeup. The Modern Renaissance palette. This one is beautiful. I actually really love the colors in this palette. They're just very romantic and earthy, but not, like, super in-your-face sparkly. So we're gonna do that. But first, I need to find my eyeshadow primer. Because we're not just going to slap that shit on. That's dumb. Like, I have not organized this at all, by the way. I thought I was going to make 2018 the year that I got my shit together makeup organization-wise, and clearly that has not happened. Where are you? I know you're in here. Is it in this bag? Oh. Please be in this bag. No. Even, like, the non-system system that I have developed for myself is not working. So clearly that's a good sign, you know. Damn. My total lack of organization has ruined my experiment. Or, for some of you, I guess, made it better, funnier, more entertaining, you might say. Let's just dig right in. Let's just fucking go ham on this, because why the hell not? I mean, it's not like it's gonna get any better from here. Okay. Just putting on some foundation that I got in a free sample at Sephora. Use that as my lid primer. Not even sure it's the right color for my skin, but you know. In billions of years, the Earth is going to fall into the sun. So what does it really matter if I'm not using an actual eyeshadow primer? Now that we've set the eyelid area, we're going to start applying color, which ostensibly is the fun part of this. Pat some of that off on the back of my hand so we don't get too crazy. Voila! My eyes now have some actual dimension to them, which is kind of wild. So I'm going to do crease and the outer corner. That is so red. Nope. Nope, that looks terrible. Cool. That looks really bad. Usually, I've said this before, you just keep a clean brush on hand and blend everything. Usually doesn't end up looking terrible. So, let's just try that. Just go hold the brush at like the end and just do big, kind of messy circles. And the reason you're holding it down here and not up here is because you actually want to have less control when you're blending. It makes the look a little bit more diffused. So this actually doesn't look terrible. Like, we started off pretty rough, but this is actually not looking bad. Let me just confirm in my mirror that this is going where I want it to. Yeah, actually. This looks pretty good. I'm gonna go for a brown eyeliner today. Nothing like super dark and dramatic because I want to keep this as more of a daytime look. I've got a really good brown pencil from NARS that I'm going to use if I can find it. It's called Mambo. It's a really nice sort of chocolatey brown shade that I'm a big fan of. And it's just kind of good for every day. Just gonna go in really, really close to the roots of my lashes. I'm gonna go a little into my lower waterline here. Not super far in because I don't want to close off my eye totally, but just to give my eye some extra definition. I really like this one because especially if you have sensitive eyes, it's really, really soft. And I am going to smudge it out a little bit, but not a ton. Just enough to get like just the barest hint of like a cat eye, not an actual cat eye. I'm not trying to go for that today. So now I am going to curl my lashes. Oh, a good trick, and I didn't mention this in my last video when I curled my lashes, but this is a trick that I think I read about like in a magazine or one of my friends told me about it, but it sounds really silly, but it actually works. Just stick your eyelash curler in your bra for about like a couple 2 to 3 minutes before you need to use it. Warming up the eyelash curler will actually help your eyelashes curl a little bit better. This is like the one like really sort of dramatic part of my look today. I love a really good thickening mascara. I just think it looks really nice anytime. So now that we've done eyes, we can obviously go ahead and do the rest of my face. I'm going, since we've already primed, I need to select my foundation. So this company is now defunct, sadly, but I was raised on beauty control, and my mom would always use beauty control products. So this is their tinted moisturizer. I would say the closest thing to this is probably the Laura Mercier in terms of consistency and coverage. In a futile attempt to organize something about my makeup, last night I did put all of my complexion brushes in a cup, but I didn't put all of my complexion brushes in a cup because there are still some in my bag, so I'm just going to toss all those in there, and I'm going to go ahead and use my Sephora Flawless Airbrush. This is the number 56 brush. I pretty much use this for all of my foundations, just because it's got very dense bristles, which allow me to buff out really well. Now just start in the middle of your face, work your way out. Concealer is for any coverage foundation. You should not use your foundation as a way to mask things. It's just a way to even out your skin tone. That's really concealer's job, is to like sort of mask any minor imperfections on your skin. You never want to just heap on foundation in lieu of just using a spot concealer, because that's really, the formulas are different. It's just, I don't know. As much as I am a proponent of saving your money, this is one of those things where you really do need to have two separate products, because they really do two separate things. So what I'm doing, it's not about getting like a perfect circle. It's just about being sure that, you know, you have enough product to cover the imperfection, but you're not like layering it on. And that's why I'm using my finger to blend it in. I don't necessarily want to use a brush for blending, just because I feel like the heat of my fingers helps this melt in with the foundation a little bit better. This is my Lancome concealer, and this is a pretty full coverage concealer. So you can see, like, it's way, way brightened up my under eye. Almost to the point where I don't think, well, maybe it does match. Maybe I'm just losing my mind. I don't know. Just remember to keep blending. And like, this is one of those things, especially with cream products, using your fingers can actually really help the product go on more flawlessly. So don't be afraid to just go in with your fingers. I know a lot of people, especially right now, kind of use beauty blenders or other sponges for all of their application. But I am personally a fan of using my finger, just because, again, like, the warmth of your finger really works that into the skin. Fill in any gaps you see. We're not trying to draw on eyebrows right now. We're just trying to like fill in and, you know, keep our brows looking like natural, but just a little bit fuller. My brows are like a hot mess. What I will do is use my IT Cosmetics Build-A-Brow. It's a pomade, and it's just really good. Actually, I might use a little bit, because this bit right here is killing me, and the brow wiz ain't cutting it today. So, I think we can live with that. That's not bad. They look better than they did before, and that's what matters. I'm going to be using my Becca highlighter, so I'm not going to powder my face just yet. I'm going to just use the smallest, like not even a full pump, of the Shimmering Skin Perfector in Moonstone. I'm just going to take this on a flat foundation brush, kind of coat the foundation brush so I get like even coverage all over, and we're just going to make that gentle sort of half moon, and we want to make sure that you can't really see where the highlight begins and ends. So I'm just going to take my foundation brush, which still has a very, very little bit of foundation on it, and just sort of buff around the edges of the highlight. Not to obscure the highlight in any way, but so like when I put a little bit more light on it, you can see the highlight there, but the edges are sort of diffused out. So, I don't have a ring light, so I just get to use natural light when I want to show like how a product interacts with light. So we've got that on. I'm going to use powder products for my bronzer and my blush today. So what I'm going to do is be very careful not to use powder over the highlighter that I just put on. Just putting it kind of like down here where I'm going to apply my my powder, bronzer, and blush. I'm going to just gently powder under my cheekbone where I'm going to put the other products. I'm also going to use this opportunity to powder any areas that I don't want to be shiny like my forehead. So I've bronzed, and once you bronze, like, it's really important to just buff that in so it doesn't look like you've just got like a brown stripe down the side of your face. I'm gonna go with a red today, just cause. This is MAC Red. Classic. Now I'm just using a little bit of pencil to overdraw my lips, just because I have very thin lips. And with a red lipstick, you kind of want a bit more fuller looking lip, I find. So now that we've got that on, we can kind of see with the bronzer, I'm just going to take my stipple brush and buff that out just a hair more, just because I'd like for that to be a little bit softer. Okay, I feel like that's really come together. It's not super in your face, but it does lend a little bit of color to my cheeks, which is what I want. So that's the completed look. It's obviously not anything that's going to win any awards, but I'm happy with it. I already feel better about myself, which is why we're here, folks. So let me know if you have any questions, if there's any techniques you want me to explain / show to you / totally mess up because I'm still learning. And don't forget to subscribe.